Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 2020 Oceania Championships coming to you from Sydney, Australia. We're just getting things started and about to have things kick off. Just to start, I'd like to show my respect and acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which this event takes place. I would like to respectfully acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, who are the traditional custodians of the land on which we're standing and delivering this event to you guys, and pay my respects to their leaders past, present, and emerging. I also want to acknowledge the challenging year we've had and give my sincere thanks to the healthcare professionals and public health officials that have made this event possible here in Australia. We've had a difficult but effective response to control the community transmission, but elsewhere around the world, the COVID-19 pandemic continues and is a source of enormous tragedy, but also a source of heroism. As this event kicks off, our thoughts are with our international colleagues and peers that are still in the midst of the pandemic, and hopefully the climbing this weekend will provide some entertainment and inspiration for the ongoing work that's being done to address the global pandemic. Also, I'm sure that many in the audience are aware, and maybe not so much our international audience are aware, that here in Sydney in the recent couple days we have had an outbreak which has impacted the Northern Beaches community, which is a suburb of Sydney, not the suburb we're in, but is nearby, and it has had an impact on this event. Due to impending domestic travel restrictions, some interstate athletes, event officials and volunteers have made the very understandable decision to stay home. It means that we're running a skeleton crew to put this event on, and with lots of folks taking on 2 or more jobs and roles. That includes the behind the scenes work of the live stream. I'll be your host. My name's Philip. I'll be your host over the weekend, but especially today I might not be able to give commentating my full attention at all times, so apologies in advance for that. I'm here, by the way. Hello to everyone watching. I'll prioritize bringing you the camera feeds and shots today, and make sure that you can see and watch and follow the action. I'll do my best to come to you with some comments and tell you the story about what's happening on the ground. But I hope you can understand and the situation we're in, and the many jobs that we have to run to put this event on, and hopefully you'll be understanding of that. So to open up, I've got some opening remarks from Marco. Let's have a listen to Marco Sclaris.
Dear friends of climbing, on behalf of the International Federation of Sport Climbing, the IFSC, and from the deep of my heart, I want to express our gratitude to Sport Climbing Australia, the Australian National Olympic Committee, the hosting community, the sponsors, and the media. Hosting this event, you are bringing hope to our community and beyond, and you are showing your resilience and determination in line with the pure spirit of climbing. A big thanks also to the IFSC officials and the volunteers, and a big hug, all style, to the climbers. Despite fears, travel restrictions, training issues, lockdowns and the rest, you athletes are in Sydney in search of a ticket to Tokyo or of a medal, or simply looking for moments of normality up on the wall. Our thought and our respect go also to those athletes who decided to remain in their homes. I'm sure they are all with us today. The world is suffering, and in these times of uncertainty, we are all called to give the best of us. Now it is time to climb. I declare the 2020 Oceania Championship in Sydney open. Stay safe, stay strong.
Some great remarks from Marco there. Next up, we're going to have some opening remarks from Matt Carroll, the president of the Australian Olympic Committee.
Hello to all our friends at Sport Climbing. A big weekend ahead of you. I wish all athletes the very best for the Oceania Championships. The Tokyo Olympic Games are on next year, and sports climbing will make its debut at the world's biggest sporting event. As one of three new sports, sports climbing brings a freshness and new dynamism to the Olympic program, and importantly, great opportunity for the sport. When the flame is extinguished in Tokyo next year, sports climbing will have its first Olympians. A great honour for the athletes and a great honour for the sport. And then last week we had the more great news that sport climbing was approved by the IFSC for Paris Games 2024, and hopefully in time for LA 2028, and then with a successful candidature, Brisbane for 2032, our home games. What a tremendous pathway for sports climbing athletes over the next 10 years or so. Like most sports, without the volunteers, there is no sport. So my thanks to all the volunteers who have put in the hard yards in developing and growing sport climbing. Olympic participation would not have occurred without your dedication. Again, best wishes to all athletes for the Olympic qualifier, but an even bigger best wishes to the Australian athletes.
All right, some also welcome remarks from Matt Carroll. Of course, these are our debut Olympic qualifying events for the Oceania region. So just so the audience knows, the results are going to be going live to the IFSC app, so you can follow the results and check in on those results. They'll be as live as possible and get the results as the judges are entering those scores. You can also see the updated running sheet and the athletes that have made it to Sydney for these qualifications. So in the men's field, getting ready for speed, we have 8 athletes. So Campbell Harrison, Tom O'Halloran, Chase Gatlin, Tom Farrell, James Cassay, Ben Abel, Ned Middlehurst, and Hugo Hornshaw. So largely today's qualies for them will be um, about getting a ranking for their position about tomorrow. Of course, with 8 athletes in the qualification round, all of them will be going through for finals, but giving a good performance today is still going to be pretty important, especially with the outbreak happening in the northern beaches um, and, and the potential for that to get a little worse. Just gonna make sure. Apologies there. I think I just lost the feed a little bit, but I was just giving an update as to the running lists and the athletes that are here today, going for qualification. So as I mentioned before in my opening remarks, not all the athletes that we expected have made it to Sydney due to impending domestic travel restrictions with the recent outbreak in the northern beaches here in Sydney. So you can check the results and the running or the running list and who is here on the IFSC qualifications results app. So please head there. In the opening menu, you can go to the combined, and then you'll see at the bottom of that list of events, Sydney's listed there. Click on qualification, and you'll be able to see all the men. And in the top right corner, you can switch to the female running list as well. So for the men, I was just mentioning that we've got 8 um, men competing today on qualification day. That does mean all 8 will be heading through to finals tomorrow. And so today will be about seeding them and placing them for tomorrow's competition. Especially for speed, that's going to be really important in the sort of head-to-head speed competition. So today it's going to be all about putting up those times, and that'll impact who they are up against tomorrow's speed run. So really important still to put in a huge effort to get a good seeding place. For the women, we do have 10 athletes. Sorry, we have 9 athletes registered. So that means that one will unfortunately not qualify for tomorrow unless there's a tie in 8th place. One will not qualify for tomorrow's final. So again, that the performance today is going to be both about getting that seeding place for a good qualification placement, and then also making sure that you're not in that dreaded 9th place and not able to compete. I do want to acknowledge that in the running order today, unfortunately, we've just got 2 New Zealand athletes, but a big shout out to them for making the trek to come and join us. For the men, we've got Chase Gatland, and for the female, Cirrus Tan. So really looking forward to see those guys climb and hopefully progress through. And happy that some New Zealand athletes could hop over the pond and join us today. Once again, my name is Philip. Thanks for joining us here in Sydney for our 2020 Oceania Combined Championships. Again, apologies if I have to leave my commentating duties for a period here and there and just leave you with the camera action. We're running a bit of a skeleton crew today, and a lot of us are doing many jobs. So we're just gonna the athletes are gonna be coming out right away for their speed run. And so we'll get ready to do that. We can see the judges ready to go at the bottom of the route. We also have limited spectators here in the venue, especially due to this recent COVID outbreak in the northern beaches. We've really put in a lot of extra COVID safe measures. Everybody is masking up except for designated areas for the athletes and of course myself, so that hopefully I can have a clear voice that's coming through. So if I'm correct, it should be the men doing their speed runs first. I believe it'll be Hugo Hornshaw and on lane A, and Tom Farrell in lane B to start. But I might be incorrect, and the females might start first. Testing. Not too sure exactly what the holdup is, but we should be having our athletes come out for their first speed runs at any moment now. Once again, if you're just joining us, I encourage you to download the IFSC results app. If you just searched IFSC WC series, you should be able to find it in either the Google Play Store or the App Store. You then, from the menu, head to the combined selection, and then you can see Sydney at the bottom of the list. We are doing qualifications day today, starting off with speed. I have also just enabled the live live chat. Sorry, it went live without having that enabled. I missed that setting. That's me being new to this role and job. So if you refresh the screen, the live chat will be enabled. And feel free to jump in and say hi. Again, sorry in advance for any hiccups we might have today. We are running a skeleton crew for getting this live stream. We were supposed to have about 5 people helping out with the behind the scenes action to make sure the production ran smoothly. Unfortunately, it's just me by my lonesome managing the production and also trying to bring you a bit of commentary. All right, we've got our first athletes ready to go. So on the left, as I mentioned, that is Hugo Hornshaw, bib number 12, and Tom Farrell in lane B on the right, bib number 18, both representing Australia. Hugo's a up-and-coming young athlete on the youth national team. He's made some really great progress in the last year, 2 years. I've heard that Tom has been practicing speed a lot. Great run from both those athletes. I will try to get some times to you briefly. All right, times I have are 7.41 for Tom there and 11.96 from Hugo. Here we've got Ned Middlehurst and Chase Scatland. Good runs from both of them. Chase is the current official record, New Zealand national title speed record holder from New Zealand, excuse me. From Chase there we had a 8.08 time and Ned a fall. Next up, Ben Abel in lane A and Tom O'Halloran in lane B. Great times from both those athletes. Let's see what they come up. From Tom O'Halloran, we got a time of 7.44. And Ben Abel, 7.442. Tom O'Halloran was 7.443. Next up, James Cassay in lane A and Campbell Harrison in lane B. False start from one of the athletes. I believe that was lane A. Oh, I'm not sure. Lane B, sorry. False start from Campbell Harrison there. Sorry about the volume. I think we just adjusted it. Let me know if that volume is a little better. Let's see what the time for James was there. Time of 9.19 seconds from James. So after the first round for the men, we've got Tom Farrell on top with a time of 7.41. I'll try to get the volume up a little bit more, plus maybe I'll start to talk a bit louder as well. Hopefully that's a little better. All right, I'm not totally sure if we're going to go to the second run for the men or do the first run of the ladies. but I will let you know as soon as I know. Maybe I'll go through the results once again, just to recap them, because I know the times aren't, well, let me check. Are the times displayed on the app? No, I don't think there'll be results there until the end of the round. So in first place, after their first run, we've got Tom Farrell with a time of 7.41. Second place, Ben Abel, 7.442. Tom O'Halloran, 7.443. Really close run between Tom and Ben there. But again, the ranking is just on time here, so who they're climbing against during qualies doesn't matter so much as their time. In fourth place are sole New Zealand athlete in the men's field, Chase Scatland, with a time of 8.08. Then James Cassay, 9.19. Hugo Hornshaw in sixth place with 11.96. A fall from Ned's first run, and a false start from Campbell Harrison, putting him in eighth. Thanks for the shout out, Patrick, for the setup. We were up very late last night getting the cameras ready for all the rounds, not just speed. As I mentioned at the start of the stream, we're running a skeleton crew with a lot of interstate volunteers and officials for good reason not being able to make it due to sort of impending domestic travel issues. But hopefully we'll be able to bring you good shots as much as possible. But it's going to be a challenging weekend to make the comp run smoothly. A question about where I'm from. So my name's Phil. I've been involved in sport climbing for quite a while in the scene here in Australia, but I'm originally from Canada. I can't talk. It's up now. So I just got the word that we are going to go to the men's second run before the ladies. So I believe that'll be Tom Farrell and Hugo Hornshaw, Tom in lane A and Hugo in lane B. It's just a required rest time between their runs. All right, athletes coming on deck. For their second run. So Tom's looking to put up a better time than 7.41, and Hugo 12 is looking to beat his time of around 12 seconds. Really fast run from Tom there. I think after putting in that first run, took a little more risk with his run there. I think it's going to result in a better time. Next up, Chase Gatlin, lane A, bib number 19. Ned Middlehurst, bib number 14, lane B. Yeah, Tom did put up a better time of 7.17 seconds, and Hugo Hornshaw bettered his time to 11.64. Ned's looking up to put a time as he fell in his first run. Chase looking to beat 8.08. Good clean run from both athletes. Let's see if Chase has put up a better time. Have Ned putting a time of 8.36 seconds and Chase improving his time to 7.71. We got Tom O'Halloran and Ben Abel up for their second runs. These two were super close the last one, but again, it's about putting up a good time for seeding for tomorrow. A little couple slips there from Tom O'Halloran. Oh, and a little slip from Ben at the top and a fall. I think their first runs will be their better runs, and so those will likely stand with Ben Abel at 7.442 and Tom O'Halloran at 7.443. Last up, we've got James Cassay climbing in lane B. Campbell unfortunately won't be able to do his second run due to his false start on the first run. James is looking to improve his time of 9.19. Oh, bit of a slip there. I'm not sure that will improve his time. If I had to wager, I think 9.19 will stand as James's qualification time. So that's it for the men. We've gone through their 2 rounds. On top, we've got Tom Farrell. Close behind is Ben Abel in second place. Then Tom O'Halloran in third. Chase Scatland in fourth. Ned Middlehurst in fifth. James Cassay in sixth. Hugo Hornshaw in seventh. And Campbell Harrison in eighth. Unofficial results at the moment, but that's currently where we're standing after the end of men's speed qualifications. Shorter round for a typical qualification speed round, given our slimmed down starting list. Hey, Dom, thanks for your message around two commentators. We did have ambitious plans around two commentators, and as we get going, hopefully I'll be able to rope some people in to join me on the commentator. But we did have many people opting to not travel to Sydney as per many state government recommendations as of yesterday. That's why we're running down a slim skeleton crew for the live stream. I am by myself managing both the production and the commentating. Hopefully, I will do my best, but apologies in advance. All right, we're getting ready for the ladies to start their qualification run. First up, we're going to have Roxy Perry in lane A and Ella Easton in lane B. They should be just about ready. Maybe in the meantime, I'll show you the very slimmed down crowd we've got here in the audience today. With COVID restrictions, we are restricting the number of people who we're allowing in the venue. That's why bringing the live stream is very important. Show you the shot of Sydney Harbour in the meantime while we get our athletes ready. Some good social distancing practices happening here. Officials and spectators all masked up, and the athletes are masking up in between their climbing as well. So only during, or only in designated spots are people without mask. But our judges need to take sips of water as well, so you can see them take off their mask once in a while to grab a sip, which I probably need to do once in a while as well. So plants climb, the schedule for today is following speed. We have bouldering scheduled to start at 12:30 and lead scheduled to start at 5:15. I'll probably be starting the stream just before it. I think the stream links are up. So you can head there and click the notification when they're ready. All right, we've got our first female speed athletes coming out. Once again, that's Roxy Perry, bib number 1 in lane A, and Ella Easton, bib number 6. Good run from Ella Easton there. And Roxy Perry. Time of 11 seconds, 11.19 seconds from Ella Easton. And from Roxy, 16.42 seconds. Yeah, sorry, the times of the schedule, they're Sydney time. All right, next up in lane A, we have Mia Wida, bib number 2, and in lane B, bib number 7, Angie Scarth Johnson. Oh, yeah. Bit of a timing issue there for Angie. I think she could do a little bit better with her second run, but a nice clean run from Mia. Let's see what their times are. Got a time of 11.77 seconds, 77 seconds from Mia Wida, and a time of 12.99 seconds from Angie Scarth Johnson. Next up in lane A, Siobhan Doby, bib number 3. And in lane B are New Zealand female athlete, sole New Zealand female athlete in the field, Cirrus Tan, bib number 8. Clean runs from both athletes. And from Siobhan Doby, we've got a time of 11.24. That puts her in provisional second place. And from Cirrus Tan, a time of 15.9 seconds. In lane A now, we've got Leah Jeffries, bib number 6. And on lane B, Lucy Sterling with bib number 9. Good clean runs from both athletes there. From Lucy, we've got a time of 13.63 seconds. And Leah Jeffries, the time's just coming in. 14.49 seconds for Leah Jeffries. All right, next up we've got Ella Easton coming out for her second run in lane A, bib number 6. And in lane B will be Oceania Mackenzie, bib number 10. We've got an odd number of athletes for the ladies, so Ella's on her second run trying to beat her time of 11.19 seconds. And Osha's looking to put up her first time. Provisional standing puts Ella Easton's time in first place. Apologies while we are waiting on our next athletes. The reason for the delay is Ella doing her second run will require some time, a mandatory rest time between her two runs. We'll have a likely a delay like that as well for Oceania Mackenzie's second run. I'll maybe mention that as you can probably tell, unfortunately this venue does not have a standardized speed wall. While the angle is correct and we've got the holds in the right position as much as possible, there are non-standard elements of the wall, such as the position of the belay, given that the height of the venue doesn't allow us to put it right above the climbers. So we can't set official records for the speed route at this competition today, but we hope to find the best speed athlete from the Oceania region based on these rankings. Currently, the Australian female record is held by Oceania Mackenzie with a time of 9.11 is her official speed record. I believe she has put up better times in competitions on non-standard walls. And for the female New Zealand national record, I believe that is held by Sarah Tetzlaff with a time of 11.302 seconds. Thanks for that comment, Eddie. Yeah, if you want to follow the results, download the IFSC WC Series app. You can, once the result is all done, you can see the time of their best run from the round as well in there. So the men's qualification round is complete, so those results won't be changing. For the women, the current times are there. They may be replaced if their second run is faster. We of course are missing a time for Oceania Mackenzie's first run. All right, here we are. Osha's first run, Ella Easton's second run. Good clean run from both athletes. For Osh Mackenzie, she's put up a time of 8.94 seconds, putting her in first based on the current standings. And Ella has improved her time to 11.04 seconds. Next up, Angie Scarth-Johnson and Roxy Perry on their second runs. Angie in lane A, Roxy in lane B. This is looking like a cleaner run from Angie. I think she'll improve her time of 12.99 seconds. And we'll see if Roxy's improved her time of 16.42 seconds. So Angie's put a time up of 11.15 seconds. That's put her in provisional third. And I believe Roxy's time of 16.42 is going to stand. All right, next up, Cirrus Tan, lane A, and Mia Ueda in lane B. Good runs from both athletes. I think they may have improved their time for both of them. Cirrus Tan put up a time of 13.99 seconds there, improving her time. But I believe Mia Ueda's time of 11.77 seconds is standing. All right, Lucy and Siobhan up for their second runs. Good runs from both athletes. Siobhan's looking to improve her time of 11.24 seconds. And she does to 11.1 seconds, just putting her ahead of Angie Scarth-Johnson for a provisional third place. And Lucy has, I believe, improved her time to 12.91 seconds, in putting her in provisional sixth. Again, these rankings are important for the seeding of the finals round of speed on tomorrow. So especially being in that sort of top four really helps the athletes out in the head-to-head speed runs. Today's all about putting up good times. So our final speed run will be Osh McKenzie for her second run and Leah Jeffries. Osh in lane A and Leah in lane B. Good clean starts from both athletes. And Osh is up. All right, let's see what those final times are looking like. Osh is looking to improve her time of 8.94 seconds. Leah wants to improve her time of 14.49. Osh has improved her time to 8.45 seconds. And that puts her in first after everyone has completed their second runs. I believe Leah's time is standing at 14.49 seconds. So that means we've got our provisional ranking after all the quali speed runs are done. In first place, Osh McKenzie. In second, Ella Easton. Third, Siobhan Doby. Fourth, Angie Scarth-Johnson. Fifth, Mia Wida. Sixth place, Lucy Sterling. In seventh, Cirrus Tan. Eighth, Leah Jeffries. And in ninth, Roxy Perry. Those times and rankings should be up on the app very shortly. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be ending this stream shortly as we start to get prepared for the bouldering round, which should be happening, is scheduled to start at 12:30. Hopefully you'll be able to join in and watch that. Once again, sorry for any potential hiccups that have happened or may happen. We're running a bit of a skeleton crew for the event due to a recent outbreak in the Sydney suburbs, which has impacted our the amount of officials that we've been able to bring in for the event. And hopefully throughout the day I'll be able to bring in some commentary help. I believe I might have a route setter who will join me for some or most of the bouldering round, which should provide us with some good insight into those problems, and likewise for the lead. Thanks for joining in, and we will see you very shortly.